morning and welcome to our Daily Timothy Time. Today is Thursday, the 1st of October, 2020. My name is Carl Coates and I'm from Pure Bible Study here in Trondheim in Norway. If you're looking to contact this ministry, please do. Our Daily Timothy Time at gmail.com is what you where you want to send your email. And moving on, the read today in the Pauline epistles, 1 Thessalonians 2-4, and then through the Bible in a year, Exodus 22 to 24. Enjoy the read. You know, you and I have got to keep on reading. That's what we got to do. The Bible timeline, part 19 today. I want you to get. You need to take these scriptures down. Genesis 1, verse 9 and 10. Genesis 10, verse 25. Genesis 11, verse 18. And you could also put in 1 Chronicles, chapter 1, verse 19. I want to show you, or I want to let the scripture show you and shed light on what happened with the earth. Now, I'm not talking about the globe. Yes, I am in a way, but I'm talking more about on the globe there was earth. Genesis 1 verse 9, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Now, today I want to take you to Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10, we're going to quickly look at what happened to that mass of land, the earth. And there's a character that comes along, and his name is Peleg. And we first read of Peleg in Genesis chapter 10 and verse 25. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Now, a parallel verse to that would be 1 Chronicles, when you read up the genealogies. So you can read that again in a different place. And if you go over to Luke chapter 3 verse 35, you read of Peleg again. A different spelling of his name though, but nonetheless you read of Peleg. Now what I want you to see is this. If you go over to Genesis 11, now there's what they call a looping principle. What we read of in chapter 10, chapter 11, it loops back but gives more intensity, more detail. And we read here in 11:18, and Peleg lived verse 17, and Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. What I want you to link up and see is this. In verse 10 we learn about Peleg, okay, and in his days the earth was divided. In chapter 11, we learn that he was 239 years old. So the earth took 239 years to divide up into what we know today as the different continents. Australia, Asia, North America, South America, Africa, etc. and the poles. So that's how it came about. There's a book that you can get called The Origin of the Races by the late Sung Ming, R. Dawson Barlow. That's a book worthy of getting and reading. I'd commend that to you. It was commended to me when I was going through Grace School of the Bible, and what a read. I had to think. You got to think, because it's not an easy read like a Tom and Jerry magazine. You got to really think. Go to the scriptures. You got to go to it prayerfully, but it's a book nonetheless that I recommend to you. And so we now see that the earth broke up. Now some people might say, yeah, but how can you say that? Is that not just the nations of the people? No, it's not, because if you read in Genesis 10, you see, for example, the sons of Ham, you see the sons of Japheth, and you see that they were put into their nations, everyone after his tongue and after his families in their nations. So that's separate to the dividing of the land when Peleg was there. Now, I bring this up just so that you know there's a lot to cover in Genesis. We can't touch on everything. Tomorrow we're going to look at the 4 divine institutes, then move on to that character that on the Bible timeline, Abraham. So I'm just kind of touching the peaks through the early part of Genesis here, just to get you to think and to see what's going on. My time's up. Have a fantastic day. Maranatha.